Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we started endocrine system. So, next, we will see. So, growth hormone we studied. Next is the posterior pituitary gland. So, anterior pituitary gland secrete 6 type of hormones. In that, growth hormone is important. The next one is a posterior pituitary gland. So this is adjacent to the anterior pituitary gland. It is present. It is also controlled by hypothalamus. Okay, so hypothalamus through hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal system, it will control and neural. So hence this hormone is an example for neuroendocrine mechanism. So we will see which are the hormone secreted, which are the hormone produced by posterior pituitary. So one is antidiuretic hormone, okay, ADH or vasopressin, then oxytocin. Okay, so these two hormones is not secreted by posterior pituitary gland. Okay, so only it will store the hormones. Okay, so two hormones are stored in posterior pituitary gland. It is mainly secreted by hypothalamus. Okay, so hypothalamus produce oxytocin and ADH. So after that it will secrete, then it will transported to the posterior pituitary through hypothalamo hypophyseal portal system. So then it is connected, when the hypothalamus get appropriate stimulation, it will send a stimulatory effect to the posterior pituitary. Then only the posterior pituitary gland secrete ADH and oxytocin. So first one is the antidiuretic hormone ADH. So mainly it is a hypothalamic hormone produced by supraoptic and paraventricular nucleus stored in posterior pituitary. So coming to the functions, so usually if there are hormones, they will ask the functions. Okay, first one, so it is mainly involved in effect on controlling the concentration of urine. Okay, so mainly it is helpful for the concentration of urine. So it decreases the volume of water which is lost in the urine and thereby helps in maintaining the body water content by conservation. So main function of ADH is to conserve the water in the body. Okay, so how it will do, mainly it acts on two sides. One is on kidney and another one is smooth muscle of blood vessel. Okay, so the main function of ADH is to conserve the water in the body and to prevent the loss of water through urine. Okay, so one is acts on the kidney. So it acts on the epithelial cells of collecting duct and DCT and collecting duct through V2 receptors and bring about the insertion of water channels, also call it as aquaporins, in the epithelial cells. So ADH acts on the PCT and DCT and collecting duct and incorporate the water channels or aquaporins into the these two tubules. So next, through these channels the water get reabsorbed. Okay, so most of the water which is reabsorbed in this region of the kidney is under the influence of this hormone. So without the ADH, what will happen? It will produces diabetes insipidus, that is different. Diabetes mellitus is insulin deficiency. Diabetes insipidus, in which the ADH hormone deficiency, that will leads to more excess of water will be excreted from the body. So the urination, the more frequent urination will occurs in this disease. So ADH is important. So next, coming to the effect on vascular smooth muscle. Okay, so in this ADH act on the smooth muscles of the blood vessels, so through V1 receptors, that is V2 receptors. If possible you write, otherwise no problem. It act on the blood vessels and bring about vasoconstriction. Okay, the blood smooth muscles of the blood vessels have the capacity of constriction and relaxation. Okay, that is called vasoconstriction. So because of this action, that will increase the peripheral resistance, and the BP, the diastolic BP increases. So that is one of the important function of ADH. Okay, it act on the smooth muscles of blood vessels and cause constriction of the vasoconstriction, and thereby increase the peripheral resistance, and thereby increase the diastolic BP, or you just write the increase the BP. So that is about the functions of ADH. Next, coming to the oxytocin. So oxytocin is also a hypothalamic hormone stored in posterior pituitary. So it is responsible for important two physiological reflexes. Okay, two physiological reflexes. It is a little bit different and important because here nerve stimulation will cause the will cause the release of this hormone. Okay, the action. So it is called neuroendocrine reflex. Neuro means nervous regulation of secretion of hormones. Okay, so endocrine means hormone reflex. So these are the two examples for neuroendocrine reflex. One is a milk ejection reflex and parturition reflex. So you will see milk ejection reflex. So okay, in the milk ejection reflex, here when the baby suckle the breast, okay, this is during the breastfeeding. When the baby suckling the breast, there the touch receptors get stimulated. Okay, so touch receptors get stimulated. So immediately the afferent impulses, that is through nerve, okay, afferent impulses will reach the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will cause the stimulate the posterior pituitary or paraventricular nucleus of hypothalamus gets stimulated, that is mainly secrete the oxytocin. Then more impulses through hypothalamo-hypophyseal tract to posterior pituitary it will come. So you just write from the hypothalamus the impulses will reach the posterior pituitary gland, so that will release the oxytocin into circulation. So this oxytocin brings the contraction of myoepithelial cells in the breast. Okay, in the breast there is a myoepithelial cells are present. So these myoepithelial cells get contraction, so that time there is a ejection of milk into the baby's mouth is happening. So this is one example for neuroendocrine reflex. You can see here there is a tactile receptors are present. So when the baby suckle, here these receptors get stimulated, so then the afferent fibers through the spinal cord it will reach the hypothalamus, and hypothalamus will release stimulate the posterior pituitary to release the oxytocin. Oxytocin get released into circulation through the blood vessels, it will reach the breast and cause the contraction of myoepithelial cells. So that time, so from the milk duct or from the alveoli of the milk duct where the milk is stored, that get poured or ejected into the baby's mouth. That is about the milk ejection reflex. So oxytocin is very important. The next function is of the oxytocin is a parturition reflex. Parturition reflex means it is a birth, the delivery of the during the delivery time, this oxytocin is very important. So throughout the pregnancy, the oxytocin release is inhibited. Okay, so at the time of delivery, so when the head of the fetus press the cervix, that will stimulate the stretch receptors which is present in vagina. Okay, that will stimulate the stretch receptors. So that time afferent impulses will go to hypothalamus. So from the hypothalamus it will go to posterior pituitary. Okay, so posterior pituitary will release the oxytocin into circulation. So this oxytocin in the uterus, there is a receptors are present for binding of oxytocin. So the oxytocin will go and bind to the uterus and cause the contraction of uterus or myometrium of the uterus. Myometrium is one of the layer of the uterus. Okay, that will cause the contraction of the uterus. So delivery of the baby is taking place. So this is one. This and milk ejection reflex both is a positive feedback mechanism, because here when the contraction of the uterus is taking place, okay, contraction of the uterus is taking place, again the baby head will push towards the cervix. Again these cycles will happening and more oxygen is releasing here, because once the oxytocin is releasing, once the hormone is increased in the blood, suppose thyroid hormone and all, so negatively it is inhibiting the secretion, but here so positively it is stimulating again and again till the delivery of the baby. So that is about the parturition reflex.